Welcome to the People Behind Property podcast, the show where we go beyond the transactions, beyond the numbers, and sit down with the people shaping the property industry from behind the scenes. I'm your host, Andrew, and today's episode is one I'm genuinely excited about, Theo, because we're diving into the topic that affects every property investor, yet is still widely misunderstood and underutilised, and you'll back me up in a moment on that. We're talking tax depreciation,
yes!
One of his most exciting subjects, but more importantly, how smart investors can use it strategically, not just as box ticking, but to actually get money back, which we're going to talk about. So joining me today is Theo Mavratzakis, Director at TDA Quantity Surveyors. Theo's got over 18 years of experience across construction management, project management, property development, and tax depreciation, more importantly, which is what we're talking about today. He holds a Bachelor in Construction Management, affiliate member of Australian Institute of Quantity Surveyors. He's worked with a diverse range of investment properties, helping countless clients manage returns or maximise returns, which legitimately minimises tax liabilities. I've done some work here, mate. I can assure you of that. Mate, Theo, welcome. Let's get into it, mate.
Can I say, thank you so much for having me. I mean, how exciting is this? We're about to sit through a session about tax depreciation reports.
I know, absolutely.
But no, honestly, I really appreciate you having me here today, and I can't wait to delve into what it is because, you know, I come across so many investors that own old properties, new properties, commercial properties. And when I start talking about the most amazing subject in the world, which is tax depreciation reports, which is, you know, as you know me, in my heart, I love talking about it.
You do.
Because you claim everything. But we'll delve into that today, I'm sure.
No, we will, definitely. And I think, you know, you've got a business that you've set up and you're franchising now as well, so you've got growth there as well, which is exciting. So, mate, start at the beginning. Two decades ago, you're in construction, the property space. Well, what drew you into this game?
Really good question. So, I worked for a supplier, another competitor of ours that was completing depreciation reports. My best friend and now business partner, Daniel Ferrugia, who I've known since primary school. He worked for the same supplier as well. Him and I started learning the niche of depreciation. Back then, when I first started, back around the 2009 period, it was unknown then. But it's funny, it's still unknown now. But while I was working there, I found out that you can actually put something positive out there that there is no negative to. Like, hey, I love insurance. Everyone's got to get insurance, but at the same time, you've got to pay for something you might not use. But something with like a depreciation report, you pay a fee, and we're saving literally thousands of dollars in investment properties all over Australia. That excites me. It's a good news story,
It is. It doesn't seem like there's enough messaging around it. Like, you know, or like my accountant just off the cuff said, oh, you need to get one of these. Well, what's that, you know?
Correct. And it's funny, our data sort of shows us that 80% of investors in the marketplace are not maximising their claim through a depreciation report. And that's why I'm so grateful.
Crazy.
It is. And that's why we are so grateful to partner with like the O'Brien Real Estate Network. Being able to go there and educate every real estate agent, property manager out there that are dealing with investors to the potential claim people can claim. So, I've been around for a while now. I work with a supplier. I've completed I've been associated with completion of close to nearly 20,000 tax depreciation points in my entire life through different sort of levels throughout. It is exciting. It really is.
It sure is, mate. So you worked across like construction management, development, you know, project management. How's those early roles kind of shaped you to where you are today with TDA?
Really good question. It also provided me leadership into what I need to do to drive a team. What are the powerful components you need to bring people together to pass on and educate the market? Dan and I, when we started TDA, we realised very quickly that we couldn't do it all. We couldn't do it all ourselves. So having the basis and the understanding of developments, depreciation, all of these types of things that I've learnt over my years, I feel privileged now to pass on to this next generation of quantity surveyors that are coming through the ranks and members that we've got as part of TDA. So at TDA, we cover Australia. We are an Australia-wide service that completes depreciation reports. So if you know a client that owns a place in Hamilton Island, please tell me.
Yeah.
And those listeners that let me know. I'd love to go to Hamilton Island. Tennant Creek, we'll send Daniel, my business partner, there because he loves getting out to Tennant Creek.
Yeah,
so.
fair enough. But so I suppose, what was the moment when you realised, you're doing projects and powerful, all this sort of stuff? When did you realise that was going to feed into depreciation? Like, was there a moment that kind of shifted?
Very early on. I mean, I ultimately finished school, travelled overseas, lived over in London, England for close to 2 years, and that's a whole different podcast altogether. We'll talk about another day.
That's right.
I ultimately came back and then had this opportunity of working with this construction business, quantity surveying business. Again, it was the niche of understanding quantity surveying and depreciation and the benefits that people will claim. So again, it was something that I started early and have only really only really gone through and done through my entire working career.
Yeah. Was it part of the plan to build a kind of broad skill set early on, or?
It was. And if you go even back further, I think about my upbringing and who I am. My dad, my mum, they've always been associated with property. They've always bought property. They've invested in property. My grandparents that migrated out from Greece, back in the 50s, it was every dollar you earn, you buy something that's tangible. You buy bricks and mortar. You have something always there. So for me, I think it's always been a part of me and my upbringing, property. And I'm lucky enough now to focus on, again, depreciation reports and run a successful tax depreciation business. Servicing people. It's exciting.
Well, I know the passion always shines through with you. I mean, I think we were trying to lasso you yesterday to get down on stage. Well, I know Stav was, but today you're director of TDA, which is Quantity Surveyors, but you're trying to put the fun back into it, obviously, as well. But can you explain what TDA does and how you differentiate yourselves from the competition?
Thank you. Great question. We found out very quickly that, for those listeners out there, quantity surveying, it is a very dry and boring subject. You think about it, what are we doing? We are costing up assets all day. The lights, the blinds, the carpets, looking at spreadsheets under those double fluorescent lights, like, it freaks me out. So very quickly, how do you pass on the messaging to people? And how we do it is a fun, vibrant approach. We want to educate it in layman's terms, that it doesn't need to be overcomplicated to get a depreciation report.
No.
And going back to your question, what a depreciation report is, in a nutshell, when anyone buys an investment property from Cairns to Launceston to Perth to Brisbane, they are entitled to claim the wear and tear of their building back as a tax deduction. So things like the lights, the blinds, the carpets, you know how you go through a screen door and you see that little door closer above the door, and to those thousands of listeners out there, if you're walking in your front door next time you see a door closer, think of me. That's a tax deduction, Spa bath, the jets in a spa bath, tax deductions. So our role is ultimately to identify every asset that makes up that building, prepare a detailed 40-year report that they pay for once, allowing them to claim literally tens of thousands of dollars each and every year.
That's why you're so excited.
Look at me. I'm going to go off like a firecracker.
Because, mate, I mean, many investors, they think of depreciation, they just think, I've got to give that to the account. They don't think of anything about the benefit, or they don't get excited about it like you, that's for sure, but they should.
They should. And a lot of people that we speak to, they automatically assume that their accountant completes these reports. So we are quantity surveyors. We are not accountants. Our role is to ultimately, facilitate and help the accountant by getting those deductions for that client. When someone sits down with an account, they might give them receipts for, say, uniform, fuel. But if they own that investment property, the bricks, the mortar, the lights, the blinds,
the wear and tear,
exactly right. That can all be claimed through one of our amazing reports that make me smile. Like, it's a feel-good stories.
Oh, absolutely it is. Absolutely. I think that's the whole thing. It's people, the message still isn't out there, how important it is.
Correct.
You know?
And what we've noticed as well is even in the older properties, a lot of people assume that their properties have already depreciated. That's not the case.
Yeah.
So the way that we qualify anyone, so again, to those millions of listeners out there, if you own a property, a residential property, and it has been completed after year 1987, 1988, I can guarantee you are going to claim literally thousands of dollars every year.
Yeah.
So if there is a house that's built after that time frame, straight away there will be significant deductions.
Yeah.
If the property's been built prior, say in 1960s, 1950s, or these beautiful old Victorian style properties that you see anywhere from Fitzroy to South Melbourne, if the owner or previous owners have undergone a renovation, guess what? We're going to find tax deductions. So that's why I love it. And one more thing to add, if we can't double our fee worth of claim in the first full financial year, there is no charge for our service. So we will back ourselves in every single time. How good is it?
Oh, it's amazing. It actually is. And the excitement, I mean, you just get business from the excitement too. I guess, how do you find with clients that have got beliefs or they feel like it's a necessary evil? How do you reframe the conversation? It wouldn't take you too long, I wouldn't have thought.
It doesn't.
No.
I think we again at TDA, we back ourselves in.
Yeah.
We look at all the data that we have access to online. We sort of do that assessment and put in writing the likely deductions that we can find. And again, if we go through the process through our quantity surveying family and we can't find those deductions, we will not charge the client for the report.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. And while you're talking, I'm thinking about some of the restlessness around the government with negative gearing and some of that. Well, have you got a view on that?
Yeah, very.
Hit us up, mate. Everyone wants to know. What do you got?
It's interesting. I mean, we live in a society where
it's getting interesting.
It is. We live in a society where everyone loves property.
Yeah.
They love to invest. They love to search. They love to buy. I mean, I'm reading articles. I'm on your podcast all the time as well, listening to all the amazing people that you're connecting with too. And it is designed for property. I think if you look at it, and I mean, from my perspective, if you can facilitate and help someone buy an investment property to help that environment or those individuals that sort of can't, looking to invest in the no, sorry, let me rephrase.
That's right.
Oh, getting caught up here. You mentioned government.
That's right, we'll sort it. Don't worry about that.
Public housing. Governments can't afford public housing. What do they need? They need individuals like investors to buy properties to help facilitate people that are looking for somewhere to buy. So I think whichever direction it goes, there will always be some form of a tax advantage for someone. There has to be.
Yeah.
There has to be.
Yeah. Mate, you've presented a lot of Property Exposed conferences all over Australia and some of ours as well. What are some of the themes or the misconceptions, that you keep seeing repeated by investors?
Yeah, the one that sticks out in my mind is a scrapping report. The scrapping report is something that I find so exciting. Basically, in a nutshell, for those, again, millions of listeners out there, if you own an investment property, your intention is to bulldoze that building and build 1, 2, 3 townhouses on that site. Do not touch a hammer until you've engaged with us first. And why is that? You ask.
Why is that? Tell us.
I'm going to tell you right now. I hope you're all sitting down there because if you've got socks on, I'm about to knock them off.
This is important.
This is so important.
I bet no one does this.
I drive my little TDA Corolla around and see all these knockdown rebuilds. I'm thinking, stop. You need to speak to us first. And why is that? What we would do ultimately is prepare a depreciation report on the original asset. So that old 3-bedroom place has undergone some form of renovation to that property. When the bulldozer goes through that, in that original asset, if we find, say, 30, 40, 50 grand of total depreciation of that building, that figure is an instant write-off for that investor in 1 full year.
Wow.
So we've found 50,000 worth of depreciation and the bulldozer goes through and knocks it over. That 50 grand lump sum can be claimed at 100%.
Wow. Does anyone know that?
Well, I'm driving my Corolla around, knocking on doors. Who owns this property? There is a caveat to know, though, and the caveat is it needs to be an income-producing property prior to the demolition and then post new construction.
It's still got okay post as well.
Correct. So I always recommend that individuals speak to their accountant for those financial advices.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, I know people, I've got developers who are identifying sites, renting it out for a period of time, while they're putting the DA through, bulldoze it, building 3, selling 2, potentially keeping 1, advantage. But then again, speak to the account. That's really critical to know.
That's massive. I didn't know that.
Can I just say it one more time? Good as depreciation.
I know, you absolutely love it, mate. What about things like, I mean, this is probably the same thing. Properties are asbestos and some of these hazardous materials that they're being built with. How does that play into depreciation?
Yeah, good question. So a lot of the materials, we understand what type of materials are made out of, but for us and the way that we look at any asset, it's based on construction historical dates.
Yep.
So for us, if there is a property that has asbestos or say an asset was built prior to 1988, 1987, we're saying that, hey, there might not be any original depreciation there. We only might be looking at the renovations that have been carried out post that date.
Yeah.
So, our job is to identify those assets, find out what's there, and ultimately cost it up if they're eligible to claim. If they're not eligible to claim a property, there's no deductions.
Right. So that's regardless of material.
Correct. Yeah, to a degree, that's right. You go to a property down in, say, Hyatt or Morty or somewhere, say, Oak Park or Glenroy, where the which is grandmother in Greek, had lived there all of her life. The pink bath still in there. Those original builds. Hey, those places have depreciated if someone's bought it. But say the previous owner has undergone a renovation and the new owner's purchased that property. Our role is to identify what assets have been installed, what dates they are, and the value. That's what we do for individuals.
That's awesome. Mate, changes in legislation, build quality, investor sophistication. How has depreciation evolved in the last decade? And I think it's evolving all the time.
It is, yeah. So I can tell you a key date that occurred back in 2017. So on the 7th of May, 2017, my firstborn was born, little Michael. Shout out to my little boy Michael.
Yeah, why not? Absolutely.
2 days later, the 9th of May 2017 was budget night. Yeah. And that was a really big change in the depreciation landscape in regards to legislation, probably the biggest in history.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it means that if you purchase a property and it's post that 1987 mark or pre-1980, whatever it is, you've purchased that property, you unfortunately now are ineligible to claim the depreciation on the plant and equipment items. Now, those items are all the mechanical and removable assets.
Yeah.
Lights, blinds, carpets. You get a house, you turn it upside down, give it a shake, everything that sort of falls is those plants and equipment items.
Yep.
One thing that hasn't changed though is the construction. So say, for example, the house is 10 years old, you bought it this particular year, the depreciation will still be there for 30 years of construction cost, but those plants and those lights, blinds and carpets can't be claimed. So for those teachers listening to this podcast, quick maths lesson out there, say a house cost you $100,000 to build, which it doesn't because we know it costs more than that.
That's right. Yep.
100 grand at 2.5% over a 40-year window allows that owner to claim $2,500. So that individual can still claim $2.5 grand every year for the next 30 years for the 2010 build date.
Yep. And so this one report that you do is that this is just, it rolls for that period, whatever period of time.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You're getting me excited again.
Yeah. Or do they come back to you at certain times for updates, or how does it work?
Yeah, good question. So our report, it's forecast for 40 years. So once an individual pays for it once, we don't have to do it again.
Yeah, right.
We've forecast out a 40-year report, which will be the same report that will be taken to the accountant for 40 years. Your question about if there's an update, good question.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You keep me on my toes.
Oh, absolutely.
How good's podcast? If you do an update or a couple of assets that have been involved, changed throughout, new carpets, new blinds, those receipts can go directly to the accountant to update the report.
Yeah.
If the client does a full renovation, they go up, they build a granny flat out the back, consult us. We good need to do a sub job to the current job.
Of course.
So, but that ultimately allows that person for us to accelerate the claim for the client.
Good for people to know that. Are there any particular assets or scenarios right now where I guess depreciation plays an even bigger role than what it does, or is it just all applicable by case?
It's case by case.
Yeah.
It's everyone. We love working with the mum and dad investor.
Yeah.
The one that's bought their and congratulations to the listeners out there that own an investment property, have bought their that's credit to them.
Of course,
well done.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. So and if you are listening to this and you have that investment, you need to call us. 1300.
Yeah, exactly. Well, TDA, it's not hard to find.
It's right.
Theo's out there. He's online.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the mum and dad investors, yes, they need it. But then you've got the high-end commercial person that owns, we're talking factories, warehouses. It's anything that's an income-producing asset. We do a lot of work with individuals that own childcare centres.
Yeah.
Now, you can appreciate how many door closers there are in a childcare centre, how many lights there are in a childcare centre.
Yeah.
So anything that is an income-producing asset needs one of these reports.
Yeah, that's great. I know you've got me scheduled for one soon as well.
I do. Thank you. I'm very excited, by the way. We'll maximise.
Yeah, exactly. It's in a remote part of Victoria, but you go anywhere.
Hey, we'll go. I've got my Corolla. You send me to Malakuta, I'll be going there. I'll go anywhere. I love it.
Oh, mate, we know you do, and this podcast certainly confirms that. Mate, some advice for our listeners. So, for investors listening today, whether they own one property or a portfolio, what mindset should they adopt when thinking about tax depreciation? Because it's mindset. Look at your mindset.
Yeah, that's right. I think what I would suggest to individuals out there that are looking at focusing or buying something is really do your D&D.
Yeah.
Investigate, ask questions, ask your O'Brien real estate agent about what are the advantages that I can get if I bought this?
Yeah.
One thing that we love to offer is free depreciation estimates for everyone that's in the O'Brien network. So when they are having that conversation with that investor, it's a number they can provide straight away. Do your D&D.
Yep.
Find out what you're eligible. Have a chat to your accountant. Have a chat to your agent.
Yep.
They will guide you down the right path.
Yeah. And what about this one? Advice for someone who's looking for a quantity surveyor. What should they be looking for? Because honestly, most people are going to have no idea what to look for.
Good question. There's a couple of different factors to that. First thing I'll be looking at is price point.
Yeah.
There are companies out there that charge a lot. There are companies out there that charge nothing. Look at the value of the report, obtain a sample report, see the quality of the report. And I'm not being biased.
People don't do this.
They don't. And people just assume the cheapest price is the best price.
Yeah.
But once you see the detail of a TDA report and you see the value of our reports and what they start at, people are blown away with the quality of what we've got.
Yeah.
The other thing I'd be doing is asking how they're prepared and who's preparing them.
Yeah.
We are quantity surveyors. We have a quantity surveyor division that oversees this. It's not done by anyone. It's done by QS.
You don't know who they're sending out.
Bingo, that's exactly right. So by all means, go do that D&D. But we're working with literally thousands, tens of thousands of individuals across Australia that are retaining our service. We wouldn't be with O'Brien if we didn't have a subpar report.
No, look, definitely, and that's why we're partnered with you.
That's
for
right.
Sure, exactly. If someone is about to buy an investment property, when should the conversation of depreciation come into play? I know what you're going to say here.
Yes.
Before you even buy it, before you even start looking.
Yeah, exactly right. Like we have the facilities. Your local O'Brien real estate has the facilities of providing free estimates for any property that's being looked at.
Yeah.
If you're buying the 3-bedroom house in, say, Malakuta to the warehouse over in, I don't know, Derrimut, wherever it might be, an estimate will give you guidance on that. One thing I would say though is never buy a property based on depreciation.
Yeah.
Always do your D&D. Depreciation, the value add that you need, but always consult an accountant for that advice too.
Yeah. Mate, three final questions.
Okay.
This is more about you now. Like, for you, what does success look like for you professionally and personally? Obviously, you're super passionate about what you're doing and very successful.
Yeah, thank you. I think professionally, TDA will be known in the market as the number one supplier of the most aggressive, cost-effective report that everybody needs. It's education. It's providing education. Personally, I've got 3 darling children. One's up for grabs. Her name's, I won't mention her name. No, she's the best.
Just becoming a teenager.
Yeah, I know. I've got an 8, 7, and 6-year-old. Thank you, COVID. Thank you, COVID. But my family, just everything I do, it's my motivation. It's my focus. It's providing something special for them that they can look at their dad and know that not just their grandparents or their parents have embarked on their investment journey through different things, that their dad is now doing something special, not just for our family, but for everyone out there in the market.
Yeah, so mate, that's absolutely awesome. What's a habit that the principle that consistently serves you well throughout your career?
Yeah, I think support, finding someone that you can really leverage off. I'm lucky in business to have my best friend and my business partner, Daniel Ferrugia. I call him Mr. Compliance. Like, I love him. Him and I have been friends, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, friends since primary school. We've traveled together, we've lived together, we know each other's strengths, we know each other's weaknesses, we know our goals, what we're trying to achieve. So my comment to that would be, if you have someone close that you respect and you love and you really trust, really use, like, not use them, but be a part of them. Be a part of their journey as much as your journey, because you will both get there.
That's awesome. And I was going to add on energy and passion on that.
Oh, yes, please. That's just...
that just goes without saying.
I'm not going to put a glass eye to sleep when it comes to depreciation, I'll tell you that much.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. That. Finally, mate, what looking ahead, and what excites you about, or the most about, the future of property investment strategy in Australia, and obviously depreciation? Like, what? Yeah,
I think it's, again, education. It's providing education to everyone out there. We are lucky enough, and I'm proud to say this, to partner with O'Brien and be able to connect with everyone in the network, providing that education piece about depreciation that now they can facilitate to their clients. So no matter where they are across Victoria, they have the coverage to understand what the product is and how it works for that end user. Personally speaking, we have franchised our business. We are the first ever tax depreciation business to go live with franchising opportunities. We have currently 6 franchises across Australia. We have a vision of 25 by the end of the year, with up to 300 territories across Australia.
Wow.
So again, it goes back to the education piece, having people out there to talk to a tax depreciation specialist so the message gets through to them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Right, well, Theo Mavratzakis, Director of TDA, and shout out to Daniel as well. Thank you for being on our podcast today. It was incredibly insightful, exactly what we wanted. And I think what our listener base wants to hear as well, the understanding of tax depreciation and how it can help, the average Australian consumer is so important for our listeners today. But highlighted anything that tax depreciation isn't an afterthought, is it?
That's right. How good is it?
It's a strategic lever done properly with the right advice, and this is where TDA and Theo, you come into play. So, mate, thanks for being here. If you like this podcast, please like us, share us. And again, Theo, thanks for joining us today, mate. It's been a pleasure.
No, it means a lot. Thank you for having me. Really do mean it. Thank you.
Thank you.